Hello, I'm Mario Toneguzzi, and this is Taking Care of Business. Joining me today is Corinne Lyall, who is broker owner of Royal LePage Benchmark in Calgary. Thanks for joining us again, Corinne.
Thanks, Mario. Thanks for having me.
Well, let's just start this conversation by the market and what you're seeing in the Calgary resale housing market today. You know, we're approaching the end of November. From what I've seen, things keep moving along quite nicely.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to stop, although there is one small crisis, and it's probably not just reserved for Calgary. I think it's something that's happening across the country, and that's a little bit of lack of inventory, right? Especially in the mid and lower price ranges. Okay. We're just finding it's a really tough go for our realtors. We actually had a meeting this morning where we spent a good half an hour talking about it and how we can help our buyers.
Yeah, so the prices and sales from the last time I looked at the real estate board numbers for the month to date, they continue to rise compared to a year ago. And so that trend has been in place, well, for several months now, right? And you don't foresee any change there in the foreseeable future?
No, probably not. I mean, our inventory has to come up, right? So of course, supply and demand, right? Economics 101 is that has to happen where, you know, the supply and the demand are a little bit more balanced. And yeah, right now that's not occurring and probably won't happen, you know, maybe third quarter next year, but we're anticipating our spring market's going to be quite busy. And what we're really hoping is that some people will actually want to sell their homes as well, right? So that we have a little bit more inventory coming on the market. Yeah, and then of course we're getting, as I think we've talked about in some of our more recent news articles, is the fact that we are seeing more people now immigrating to Alberta because of the more affordability. I mean, we've had a 10%, just about a 10% increase in price year over year. But really, you know, what's happened is we're getting to a place where now a lot of the homes that, you know, potentially were hit during our recession are now building back equity, you know, relative to the rest of the country, where the average price increase was over 25%, 10% is very balanced, right? It's you know, more in the respect that people can afford to be here and live here.
Yeah, let's talk about that affordability and the price differential, say between Calgary and say a Vancouver or a Toronto, for example. Like you know, it's quite a big difference, isn't it?
Oh, I mean, Calgary, you can still buy a single family home for under 500,000, right? If you go to Vancouver and Toronto, I mean, Vancouver, I think the average price is upwards of, you know, close to 2 million. And I assume Toronto is probably somewhere in the same vicinity. You know, unless you want to really go out to the bedroom communities in those two cities, it's really tough for first-time home buyers to get into the market. Whereas in Calgary, at least you have that opportunity, you know, and you can buy condos in that 300,000 range without a problem. And there's still quite a bit of supply of those, depending on where you want to be. So in that respect, we're definitely a place that people are considering moving to, especially with COVID and the fact that people can live anywhere just about.
True, that's true. What I'm just curious, when you get clients that are from, say, Vancouver or Toronto, and they see these prices, what is their reaction?
Excited. Maybe relieved too, a little bit relieved. Yeah, I mean, the ability to be able to be closer to you know, amenities in the downtown core, all those things. I mean, really, you can still get across Calgary. I mean, from one side to another, you know, within the hour. So it's nothing like living in some of these other bigger cities.
Yeah. When you look at the prices and the affordability in Calgary, do you think as we move forward and as the city, you know, continues to grow and I guess build its economy, that's got to be a key attraction, don't you think, for companies to move here?
I would think so. I mean, we definitely have, our downtown is suffering a little bit after the oil crisis and the recession, that a number of key oil and gas companies moved out. I would think that there might be attraction to come back here, maybe not by energy companies, but from other industries,
Yeah.
to be able to, even for them to afford to move here and be able to take over a number of floors in one of our downtown buildings at probably a fairly affordable rate. And the fact that we now have an international airport would afford them to be able to move their employees around the country as well fairly easy.
Yeah, and the affordability, I'm just thinking about demographics here. That's got to be an optimistic and a positive thing for first-time home buyers, right? When they see what Calgary prices are like, I can imagine that if you're buying a house for the first time, being in Calgary is a heck of a lot better than trying to find something in Toronto or Vancouver, right?
Well, yeah, and I think what Calgary is now getting more and more recognized for is the fact that it's really family friendly. We have a ton of events that go on throughout the year and festivals, and we have places like Telus Spark and the Calgary Zoo, which is quite renowned for places for people families can bring their kids to. But moreover, the fact that you can get to the mountains in an hour, so anybody that enjoys that outdoor living and being able to do recreational activities outdoors, getting to the Kananaskis, to Canmore, Banff within a very short period of time, versus like trying to get to the Muskokas in Toronto, where it is incredibly expensive as well. Not saying that, some of our, Canmore is a little more on the expensive side these days, but still you can live in Calgary and go to Canmore for the day, or go to Banff for the day and go to the ski hills for the day and still live here where it's quite affordable.
Yeah, exactly. All right, Corinne, I appreciate your time on this. Thanks very much.
Thanks, Mario. We'll
All
see you
right.
later.
All right, super. That was Corinne Lyall, who is broker owner of Royal LePage Benchmark in Calgary. I'm Mario Toneguzzi, and this is Taking Care of Business. Thanks for joining us.